2016. Blah, 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 bomb.
Welcome to Heroic Sessions.
I'm up through the night, my bones won't sleep. They ache for something new, like my name in lights, or just a drink. Whatever gets me through all of your lies, I love and despise. It seems I am just as bad at the truth. Another night, I'm one step behind, knowing I'll never catch you. Gotta protect my heart. Give up a different part. Lose my mind in a new escape, and in my head you can't reach me. Wandering, lost in just one more hit, and I'll be free.
Hey everybody, and welcome to the 19th episode of Heroic Sessions. For this week's episode, I'll be chatting with Froogle. Now, we will be diving deep into acoustic instrument recreation using MIDI. Deep. Talk about his upcoming EP, Surreal Feels, his Justin Bieber cover, and the remix competition he recently launched with Cymatics. Now on our end, expect the full Primo Remixes EP to drop tomorrow on the 11th of February. Coming Monday, we're dropping Arc Patrol's remix of Hoodlum's Firing Line, which you can hear at the end of this mix as a little teaser. So enjoy the mix. Catch the interview, starts at 30 minutes. And see you all next week. Take care, everybody.
I'm up through the night, bruised and scorned, learning how to survive. It's harder to fight than crawl on back and dream through getting high. No way to decide what's wrong and what's right. I'm bound by what I might lose. I'll offer my pride, let you come inside to see there's nothing left to use. You wanna keep me close. The goods you give me are fake. Give me another dose. Lose my mind in a new escape, and in my head you can't reach me. Wandering, lost in just one more hit, and I'll be free. Wandering, lost in escape. You wanna keep me close. The goods you give me are fake. Give me another dose. Lose my mind in a new escape. blank out my mind, baby. First is right, then is wrong. That's not how I grind, baby. Ooh, scavenger in the sky. Ooh, messing with my mind. Vulture, so deluded, blinded by your foolish games. Vulture, my heart ain't the same, 'cause you stole the beat from my chest. Baby, I ain't have been there. Vulture, so deluded, vultures driving me insane. Yesterday's yes, tomorrow's no. Tell me what's today, baby. Soon as you're back, you plan to
Heroic sessions.
give me some slack, baby. Scavenger in the sky. Messing with my mind. Vulture.
Heroic Sessions is made possible by Heroic Audio, our mixing and mastering division. Our engineers have mastered the releases that come out on Heroic, on Villain, but even on labels like Armada and Monster Cat. For free mixing advice, you could check out our website, or if you're a record label or artist releasing consistently, you should check out our mastering service on the site. We even have a subscription for reduced rates.
So deluded, vultures driving me insane.
Wishing I could take your pain, 'cause I'm your guide in all this darkness, the igniter to your flame, and we'll burn it all away.
feel you again. You told me this was more than just pretend. Then I feel it again. Then I feel you again. You told me we were more than just pretend. Then I feel you again. You told me this was more than just pretend. Then I feel it again. Then I feel you again. You told me we were more than just pretend. Chasing a fate that is walking away. Nothing left for us to say. You're not just a friend. When will we give in? You're not just a friend. When will we? When will we give in?
Nothing at all.
Stubborn in your bones, you tell your mother.
You're telling her no.
Siphon all the life inside away.
And letting it go.
Take it all to bedtime with another.
Reliving those moments.
Place in yesterday.
To leave it all and don't be broken. Mom, it's been going on too long now with too many tears. We've been drowning in the same waters, not seeing clear. Like we're looking in the mirror to see where we're headed. I'm fed up, as bad as it is now, I must end it. See, I'm protecting myself and that is stressing. To see you know ahead of you moan, not self-reflecting. Only I should respect you. Or that I am rude, well since that is due, I have leftovers and residue. Guess it pretty much started when I turned 11. Prior to that, parents happily married, working together, living the present, taking care without a question. With the company collapsing, with that came the aggression. A mom full of venom, no answers and I reckon. Daddy drank the barrel, wasted down in the stairwell. Me being upstairs, hearing the screams of farewells, bumping my rap songs like the carols on a channel. Now I was never complaining when it got difficult, but I felt miserable, it sounded turned me cynical. Stuck in this world, I had nobody felt unwanted. She took it out of me, so it was my fault that I spiraled on.
Streets of guns inside the hands of all your birds. And tyranny is often found within your words. Do you want me? Do you want me? Hear it all. I'm bound to notice when your back's against the wall.
You are studying your sleep. You're laughing while you weep. Will make us all regret this week. And you are wallowing in the mud, a rebel in your blood. We're bringing down the world. Why stand Fast forward to the mid-teens, it all got misty, windy, rain poured down. To put it simply, life wasn't pretty. Stuck in my room at night instead of being frisky, while my dad was busy repairing his life with bottles of whiskey. Maybe a good thing, cause I wasn't getting tipsy or going out looking for trouble out in the city. Instead I was
wait until the nighttime stars rise.
looking out my window, rhyme about my life at this time. All of what I memorized and the fights and despised, expressed it through songs of mine.
You got the tears, the attitude still comes as a surprise.
For once I wish to say you would have had it wrong.
Streets of guns inside the hands of all your birds. And tyranny is often found within your words. Do you want me? Do you want me here at all? I'm bound to notice when your back's against the wall.
You are studying your sleep. You're laughing while you weep. Will make us all regret this week. And you are wallowing in the mud, a rebel in your blood. We're bringing down the world. Why stand? Cause after so many years, it's time to finally discuss this. The way I was disgusted, struggle got disruptive. Couldn't talk shit cause I was brainwashed to keep my mouth shut. The way you talk, the clever plot to keep me routed on. Nah, I wasn't trying to be foul at all. By this time I wasn't keen on following your protocols, but all you were concerned with was getting your damn point across. I just wanted to grow up, not go off, now that's all. And I kept my head up without complaining. Walked through bad days, constantly raining. I try to understand where you come from. This feels like it is attaining better ways. I would embrace them. But mom, you haven't moved at all. And that's the whole gist of it. Standing in the midst of things and you haven't moved at all. Growing up, my house wasn't built with bricks, though I tried hard to change the relationship. With all I have, I was wishing turn the clock back, bringing us closer to step in. But you resented that. The moment is gone. The moment is gone. We're both alone. Better ways, I would embrace them.
You haven't moved at all. You haven't moved at all. You haven't moved at all.
kicking off this interview. Andy, welcome again. How are you, man?
Hey, how's it going, Giannis? I'm doing well, my friend. I'm doing well.
Yeah, how was this week treating you?
It's good, man. I'm a lot of relaxing actually. We just got done mastering the EP, so we're getting that rolling, and so I'm just taking a little break and relaxing. So yeah.
Awesome. So speaking of EP, sirens going off
Tell
everywhere. No, I'm just kidding.
3, 2, 1.
Ja, ja, ja. So speaking of EP, let's dive deep into that for a second. Coming out 25th of February. You want to give us the name and the concept and what people should be expecting?
Yeah. So the name of the EP is going to be called Surreal Feels, and I decided to call it that because surreal art is defined as like something that's realistic but like manipulated in some way to be like just manipulated anyway. So like if you look at surreal art, it's all like realistic things that are like melted or like warped or something like that. So I applied that to my music is because a lot of the sounds I have are organic sounds and organic instruments, but then later manipulated with effects or editing, rhythmic editing or whatever it may be. So yeah, and feels because I don't know, I like I think it makes me feel a certain way. So I guess I just called it that. So yeah,
Uh-huh.
but yeah, man, that's why it's called that.
Surreal feels. Okay.
Yeah, it's 5 tracks with collaboration with Josh Rubin as well as Young Fusion, and then Maps, which is a producer buddy of mine, and then Bassline Drift, which is another producer buddy, and a girl vocalist as well. So yeah, man, a lot of fun stuff coming up.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So give us sort of a little sort of background on this EP. Obviously, you told us the concept, etc. But how do you feel like your production has changed with this EP? Like, what did you learn? What are the highlights?
This particular EP, I really just tried to be as diverse as I can with my production style, kind of trying to showcase little of the different stuff that I can make. Um, so I kind of, did like some more upbeat songs and then as well as some more like downbeat songs and some more musical songs or more like beat songs, more hip hop songs. So yeah, that's kind of what I was trying to do. No particular theme with the sound as much as usual, but I definitely think there's something for everyone in it. So yeah.
Mm-hmm. And in terms of production, do you feel like there's if you could name one production technique that you learned through making this EP, what would you say that was?
So I would say that planning the sounds that you're going to use prior to writing the songs is a very good technique. Like either collecting samples, like for this EP, I used the recording studio and I used a bunch of different samples like from kitchenware around the house, and so I boxed it up and recorded those, and then archived them, and later on used them in my production. So yeah, and then I sat down prior to writing the songs and designed some sounds, some like synths and stuff like that. But yeah, that's what I would take away from this experience.
Interesting. Awesome. I like, and I guess people will really be able to hear that in the EP, right? A lot of organic, gluten-free.
Yeah. Oh, definitely gluten free. There's no preservatives added. I mean, these are farm raised samples. I mean, they're not caged, so we're good on that.
Boom.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, they're unique. I mean, it's not like I didn't just download some samples and then put them together. I actually like went in and layered them accordingly and recorded them accordingly. And yeah, man, it's a lot easier than I thought. I used to think it was really difficult to get them to sound good layered, but I figured out a good trick, and so yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Man. Okay, so you recently dropped your cover of Justin Bieber, Mark My Words, with Josh Rubin. Um, why don't you give us a quick update on that, how that came along, why you decided to do that, and how the support has been so far?
So yeah, man, that song was actually was originally going to be a remix, and m- uh, so but then I sent it over to you, and then we were like, man, we should probably properly release this and like maybe get Josh in it, since Josh is a male vocalist and the original song is a male vocalist. So I decided to hit up Josh, and he did his version. I sent him a demo of the instrumental that I had, and then he recorded his acapella, and then he sent me the file, and I added it on to my instrumental, and then yeah, man, we got Somatics to host a remix competition, which is doing awesome. There's like 100 submissions already, and dude, there's actually like some pretty sweet ones. I've been going through them, and I'm pretty stoked how it's coming out. It's gonna be pretty hard to decide who's gonna win, but yeah, man, it was a lot of fun, and yeah, it's a little more. So again, it's a very another kind of side of production that I do. It's another one of the styles that I do. So I'm trying to mix it up as much as I can. So yeah.
Okay. So since we're on this topic, good chance to introduce this week's question. So mark my words, major harp solo, harp game strong on that one. Um, and
Okay.
this week's question was from redzads on Instagram, who asked, do you actually have a harp? Now, let's first answer that, and then let's jump into the nitty gritty of the whole harp game.
Yeah. Yeah. So do I actually have a harp? I mean, I wish, like, that's what I want to eventually do once I have like enough like support and enough, shows and stuff to help support me. I want to buy a harp and record it, but this is actually just a multi-sample harp, which is an extension to Contact, the Native Instruments Contact library. It's a harp. It's called like Harp Symphony Multi-Samples, and what a multi-sample is an engineer goes into the studio, like a recorder, and goes into the studio, takes whatever instrument, and he records every note of the instrument from like the lowest note it can play to the highest note. He plays each note one for like, I don't know, like eight bars, like lets it play as long as it can, and records note by note, and then later on puts those individual notes into a sampler and puts it in like a keyboard form, so you can play those notes that he previously recorded. So that's what a multi-sample is. So yeah, that's how I did that. But yeah, man, they had to do it for a lot of different things. A lot of like Eastern instruments, a lot of like a guitar obviously does it a lot. Marimba, a lot of those marimba sounds that you hear, that's what it is.
Okay.
But yeah,
So
yeah, a lot of mallet sounds, that kind of stuff.
for sure. So on that note, then, okay, overall, right? Do you tend to record real instruments, or is it so far been more on the, contact instrument MIDI playing out?
It really depends. I mean, obviously, because of budget and because of time, I can't like hire a studio musician to come play like the marimba, or like hire someone to come play the marimba. So I mean, if I have the multi-sample for it and it sounds realistic, I'll use that. But I mean, there's instruments that you really can't do multi-sample playing with, like guitar, or like obviously vocals. But guitar, man, that's all recorded. The guitars and the vocals, things like some of the piano that I do. I even record like a real piano, but that's multi-sample a lot of the times too. But yeah.
Okay. So, so what do you think the differentiator is? I mean, there's the obvious, right? Like when a human plays, you get a real touch to it. But then, say a guitar, right? Why do you think that's harder to emulate in MIDI and multi-samplers than say a harp?
Yeah, sure. So I feel like because in an instrument like a mallet or a piano, there's only so many different ways you can hit it to get a certain kind of sound. Like with a piano, there's like soft. You press it down soft. There's medium. There's hard, and then there's like lengths. But you can like edit that length, so that doesn't matter. But and then mallet, it's the same thing. It's soft, medium, hard. If it's with like a soft mallet or like a hard mallet, like a plastic mallet, or like I don't know, like the different materials, what they are exactly, but things like that. And then with a guitar, it's like there's so many different like I don't know if it's called like micro rhythms, or like there's the rhythm that people do, like the strumming and all that percussive stuff you do with your right hand when you play. It's like I just think it's super hard to do. I don't know of a plugin that can do it. I think there is a plugin out there that can do it, but I mean, it's so hard to program it anyways that I would just rather hit up one of my buddies and like ask him to help me out, or like if I can play that guitar part, I'll record it or whatever, So
Sure. So let's go back to the harp. More specifically, mark my words. Obviously, that sounds very realistic, almost as if an actual harp player played it. Can you run us through some techniques you use to sort of make a multi-sampler instrument sound realistic through MIDI? Because obviously that's the hardest part. Like you can trigger notes, but then in the end of the day, if it doesn't sound real, then you haven't achieved the end goal.
Yeah, so I actually think, now that I'm starting to think about it, I think there was a video on Facebook that I posted, and I think you might have commented on it too. But I saw that video, and it was like these two girls playing a harp, and I just saw how they were playing it, and I kind of, I guess, I don't know if I would use analyze, but I analyzed like how they played and like the rhythm they were doing and like the fluctuation they had, like the dynamics they were playing with. And so I just kind of tried to mimic that. I mean, I when I was writing the harp, I tried to just imagine like if someone was playing it, like in my head, just imagine someone like feeling it out and like getting those little like velocity differences in there. So, and by the way, yeah, in that multi-sample, the different velocity you play program the note at, it's a different sample. So the lower velocity, it's like someone's finger, but then the higher velocity is like someone's nail. So it's like it goes in between that. So so that kind of adds difference, subtle differences that really attract the listener. So
So essentially, it's playing with a velocity on a specific note, which makes the big differentiator to sound realistic or not.
Yep, exactly. Because every note is, even if it's just the same key note, it'll be slightly of a different recording or different sample. So yeah, that's what makes it sound different. Yep.
Okay, so for the noob producer who like doesn't understand how an instrument works, hasn't ever played around with velocity, what is your key piece of advice to get into this whole realm?
Okay. Yeah. So just kind of do a little research and YouTube the instrument and see what it sounds like and see someone playing it, and just zone out for a little bit and check that out, and then reference off that, like actually learn about the instruments. So yeah.
Okay. So
like it's just like YouTube a video, and then I'm sure there'll be a video of someone playing it, and then
Okay, so let's wrap this whole debate up. I think you've pretty much gotten to the sort of nailed the point here. Do you think velocity and dynamics is sort of important for all electronic music? So I'm just gonna give you an example, like say dubstep or like trap, where it's like 808 snares, kicks. You need to have it banging. Do you think like the big producers like a Carnage or a Jack U, do you think it's the dynamics which differentiates them from the small producer, or do you think that sort of varies according to genre?
I think it varies according to genre. Personally, I like the more like humanistic electronic kind of stuff. So I mean, obviously not really a whole lot of like different velocities for the kick drum if I'm doing like 8 trap influenced beats and stuff, but like things like hi-hats and like claps, like layered snares with claps and stuff. Like I try to make those slightly different every time it hits. Like I tried like the different layer of every snare, because a lot of the snares I do, they're like four to like six, even like seven different layers of like some of like claps that I recorded, or like rim shots, or like snaps or snares or stuff like that. So I just try to like kind of slightly adjust every layer a little bit offset, so it creates like a different tone and a different type of hit every time it plays, and it kind of attracts the listener a little more. So yeah, that's what I think.
Okay, interesting. Okay, final thoughts here. Give us your top 2 emulated multi-instruments that you think people should definitely go out and buy. We will include this in the notes, by the way.
Oh man. Well, honestly, there's just a lot of multi-sample instruments in Ableton. Like you can go to Google and type in like kalimba ADG, and ADG is like the format of these like instruments in Ableton. So you do kalimba, ADG, and yeah, like anything. You can just Google any things, or I mean that's for Ableton in particular. But I mean, as far as like standalone, Contact, obviously, Native Instruments Contact library is amazing. That's all I really know of right now. I've kind of forgot of like there's a bunch of out there, but
Sure.
Yeah, it's the type of sound is called a multi-sample library, multi-sample sampler, I guess.
But
Yeah.
in terms of say Contact, like 2 libraries that you're using the most of that you think everyone should have in their rig.
Oh, I don't know if anyone should have anything, because it's kind of, like it's your own opinion. But what I use is the the Contact Mark II electric piano multi-sampler. That's awesome. And then the strings, obviously, that are in there are really nice. It's like a symphony string suite. And then yeah, those are really good. And then the harp. I don't know if there's like a particular name for the harp multi-sample library I got, but I'm sure you can just Google like harp multi-sample library Contact, and you can find something. So
Okay, awesome, man. Very helpful tips. Definitely, everyone listening, you should take these to heart. Start doing more velocity changes, more dynamics. Start looking into the multi-instruments, because that's key. Why don't you give us some parting words?
Cool. All right. Sweet guys, thanks for listening to me. I appreciate the support, and stay tuned. We have a bunch of cool music coming out, and as well as a remix competition that's being hosted by Sematics. So yeah, hope to see you guys soon. Thanks.
I see the sky is in your eyes, your lips are dry. You breathe in the clouds and make it shine. Every move and every sign, it's on my mind. Pictures of landscapes chasing from behind. And you there, and you there. The sky is in your eyes, your lips are dry. You breathe in the clouds and make it shine. Every move and every sign, it's on my mind. Pictures of landscapes chasing from behind. The sky is in your eyes, your lips are dry. You breathe in the clouds and make it shine. Every move and every sign, it's on my mind. Pictures of landscapes chasing from behind.
Stabbing in your bones, you tell your mother. Siphon all the life inside away. Take it all to bedtime with another. There ain't no better place than yesterday. I don't wanna show you where to find it. The market's only good for one more try. Fall into the backdrift of your money. The winter of the words can't stay alive. Of everything you once knew to be yours. Stop and reassure yourself of evil, and struggle to believe you're at my door. Streets of guns inside the hands of all your birds, and tyranny is often found within your words. Do you want me? Do you want me here at all? I'm bound to notice when your back's against the wall.
Heroic Sessions.
I saw your face for the first time. I wanted to keep you in my mind. You saw I was right, and so you started to come through, speaking my language. I saw the way you were feeling me, babe. The things that you said, I think I'm ready. I'm no longer in doubt of doing the things I've been thinking lately. I've been riding right through these emotions about you. Haven't had the time to know you better. I'm so curious, so delirious. It's so real, it's so true. You know me, baby, I know you. You are the one who's crushing me daily. My mind is set off, I don't care what people say, 'cause they don't know my baby. I want you, please tell me it's not crazy. I'm not crazy, no. This feeling far too strong to tame it. Gotta keep it on. I've been riding right through these emotions about you. Haven't had the time to know you better. I'm so curious, so delirious. It's so real, it's so true. I've been riding right through these emotions about you. Haven't had the time to know you better. I'm so curious, so delirious. It's so real, it's so true. Yeah.
Pick up your keys, put on your coat. Don't wanna be late. Really get in my go. Walk this wire, walk this line without slipping away. No falling behind. Watch you through the looking glass. Behind the shade, you're speaking too fast. I need a way, show me you.